In the wishbone again. Looks like they hand it off to Kaiser. And he runs through another pack of buffaloes. It's going to bring up a third down. It's like about a gain of 2 maybe on the play. Maybe 1. It's going to be a third down and 8 now for the Bullpups. At the 12-yard line. Again, knocking on the door in the red zone. Pitch out. We've got the same play to Breck Williams, but this time it's not going to work. Now the Buffaloes read that one completely. Breck Williams was the one who got the pitch out and was going to be another halfback pass, but the Buffaloes read that nicely. That brings up a fourth down and out of the red zone now at the 21-yard line. Big loss, big play for the defense there. Looks like a long field goal. Field goal formation. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it is no good. Had the distance, but just to the right. On a long field goal attempt by Katy Valley. So the Buffaloes come up with the stop there and will take over. 1st and 10 at the 22. We've got 7:05 left here in the first half. 7-6 lead for the Bullpups. Boy, Prairie View's got a number of players that can run the ball, and you're probably going to see a lot of that happening. We've got 2 wide receivers, 1 on each side, spread out for the Buffaloes. Justin Scott's going to look for a completed pass right there to Dylan Schweer. And that's good enough for a Prairie View first down. So just when you think the Buffaloes are going to run it, they fool you, and with a nice good completion there for a first down from Justin Scott to Dylan Schweer. Here come the Buffaloes at the line. Looks like Otis Jacobs and Hunter Boone in the backfield. The I formation, given to Otis. No, given to Hunter Boone. I'm sorry, it's not even Hunter Boone. Justin Scott kept the ball and confused everybody, and what a gain that was for Justin Scott. And the Buffaloes are moving the ball now. That's a gain all the way up to the 49-yard line for the Buffaloes. Mixing it up here are the Buffs as 6:13 remains here in the first half. Prairie View down by 1, 7-6. Again, the I formation, 2 receivers out for the Buffaloes. Justin Scott hands off Hunter Boone. And Boone fights for some hard yards. Looks like a gain of about 4 on the play, maybe 3. Yeah, gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Now we're at the Katy Valley side of the field. It's at the 47-yard line. Buffaloes 2nd down here. 2nd down and 6. Again in the straight I, Hunter Boone in the backfield. He gets the ball. Tough runner. And he will rumble ahead. It looks like he's got enough for a first down. Looked like Trey King brought him down for the Bullpups. And Prairie View continues to move the ball down the field. They're at the 39-yard line now. 1st and 10, Buffaloes. Again, we're in the 3A playoffs here in Lacine at Prairie View High School, Buffalo Field. Justin Scott under center. There's a handoff. Looks like Hunter Boone again, stiff arm, and they're going to run him out of bounds at about the 26-yard line, it looks like, maybe the 25-yard line. Some tough running, again, by the second all-time leading rusher for Prairie View. They will mark the ball at the 25-yard line. And we've got 4:26 remaining here as the clock runs here in the first quarter. Buffalo's lining up. One receiver on each side. Two in the backfield. Justin Scott under center. Looks like it's a keeper. And Katy Valley read that one well. There's going to be a loss on the play. We'll see where they mark it. If he had some forward progress, he may not have lost any. It lost a yard, looks like. 26-yard line is now where the Buffaloes have it. Second down 11 at the 26. 3:47 in the clock running here in the first half. 7-6 is our score. The Bullpups lead. Prairie View trying to get into the red zone here. Two receivers wide to the left. Two in the backfield. Justin Scott again under center. One in motion. And we've got a whistle. Looks like a false start on Prairie View. So the Buffaloes, being their own worst enemy right now, backs it up 5 yards. That'll bring up a second down and about 16-yard lines for the Buffs. 16 yards to go, 31-yard lines where the ball's placed. And Justin Scott getting the read from the coaches on the sideline now in the huddle. We'll see how they line up. One receiver on each side. And Scott's in the backfield with a shotgun. And we got another penalty on the play. Looks like a delay of game, possibly on the Buffaloes. We'll see what they... Yes, that's what it is. So Prairie View trying their best to get in the red zone, but some penalties are hurting them early. Still in the same formation. Two wide receivers, one on each side from the shotgun. Justin Scott looks, and it was intended for Jesse Weirs. Not quite there for the Buffs. It's going to be a third down and 16. So Prairie View given some different looks here. Anticipated was a very run-heavy game, and of course we've seen some runs. A big run by Hunter Boone earlier in the first quarter that set up the, or actually got the touchdown for the Buffaloes. And here they are at third down and 21 now at the 36-yard line. Justin Scott's under center. Fakes the handoff. It's a play action. He's going to run it himself. And he will get some yards, but not enough. Looks like it's going to be marked down about the 31-yard line. It's going to bring up a fourth down. Scott comes over to get the signs from head coach Kyle Luttrell for the Buffaloes. Chris Davis is the head coach for Katy Valley. Two in the backfield. Justin Scott under center for the Buffaloes. Going forward on fourth down here. It's a fake. He's looking. He's throwing for the end zone, and it's going to be picked off. Picked off by Eric Kaiser. So the Buffaloes being so far down in, too far out for a field goal attempt on the fourth down. They just went ahead and went for it. It's about the equivalent of a good punt, really. Looks like they'll mark it at the 7-yard line. First and 10 for Katy Valley, where the Bullpups will start. We've got 1:51 remaining here in the first half. 7-6 is our score. Looks like it's a handoff to Eric Kaiser. who spins his way good for about a gain of 7 to 8 on the play. We'll see where they mark it. Again, Katy Valley's missing Ben Nunnally in the backfield, and Eric Kaiser's taking the bulk of the load for the Bullpups. He gained 7 on that carry. 2nd down and 3. And again, in the wishbone are the Bullpups. Again to Kaiser. This time Prairie View reads it. He may have gained 1, if any, on that carry. Again, coming into this game, both teams are very run heavy, and you can see that they're trying to mix it up a little bit with some play action passes and occasionally spreading the ball out. But mostly a wishbone for Katy Valley. This time they're going to be in the shotgun. .30 seconds remaining in the half. Doesn't look like they're too ambitious to make a big play. In fact, it's quarterback sneak. Looks like Katy Valley will be happy to run the clock down, although the clock has stopped at 21 seconds. Yeah. Prairie View calls the timeout. It's their first charge timeout of the half. Brings up a 4th down. So we've got a timeout on the field, 7-6 here in the first half. Katy Valley, again, the 4th seed coming out of their District 1 3A, and the Buffaloes are the District 2 champions 3A at 8-0. So certainly we've got some drama here at the Buffalo Field in the first half as Prairie View takes a timeout to see if Katy Valley would punt to them. And so we resume play here. Looks like we're going to have a punt formation. A little switch there for the Buffs. Looks like Bodie Eisenhower is going to be the one deep. The snap, here comes the kick. There's a hard rush, and he's not going to get it off. Big play by the Buffaloes. So a muffed punt there by Katy Valley, and all of a sudden, Prairie View with another timeout on the field. 18 seconds to play. And what an opportunity for the Buffs. All of a sudden, looking like they were down 1 to go into the half, they are knocking at the door with the chance to take the lead here. Again, 18 seconds to play. Justin Scott under center. Play action fake to Hunter Boone, looking for Jacobs, and it is incomplete, but that will stop the clock. That was about a 4-second play, so Prairie View's got 14 seconds remaining. It's 2nd and 9. They've got the ball at the 11-yard line. That was a play action fake to intended pass for Otis Jacobs, who is in the backfield, and Justin Scott from the shotgun gives it to Jacobs. Now hands off to Damian Klein, and he is in. It's Bodie Eisenhower. So a little razzle-dazzle there for Prairie View. Bodie Eisenhower is the one that carries it in with 8 seconds to play in the first half. Prairie View is going to take the lead for the moment, 12-7. Down 7-6 with just seconds to play on a muffed punt by Katy Valley, and Prairie View capitalizes, and they're going to go for 2 here. Justin Scott in the shotgun, Otis Jacobs in the backfield with him, 3 receivers. Here comes Justin, he looks for this man, and the 2-point conversion is good. Jesse Weirs was on the receiving end of that 2-point conversion, so now it's a 7-point lead for Prairie View. 8 seconds to play in the first half. What a change of events here in the last 30 seconds of the first half. Down 7-6. Katy Valley had the ball. They were ready to punt it away and try to run the clock out. With Prairie View on top of that, and was able to capitalize and get the ball in the red zone, and then, as you saw, a big score there for the Buffs to take the lead. That could be a big change for the mood going in the locker room, that's for sure, for the Buffaloes. And they line up to make the kickoff here to Katy Valley. Here's the kick. And it'll scoot into the end zone for a touchback. So with 8 seconds here, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20. And we'll see what Katy Valley decides to do, if they want to take a knee or if they want to be bold. Twenty-yard line, 8 seconds, 14-7. Prairie View leads. It's a cool, clear night here at the stadium. It's supposed to get colder, and as you can see, the formation is just to take a knee for Katy Valley and run the clock out. So that's going to be our score at the halftime. As the clock winds down, Prairie View up 14-7. We have a whole nother half coming up, folks, so stay with us right here. This is your Buffalo Network.
It's now time for the halftime show performance by the Pride of the Buffaloes Marching Band. Tonight we feature the program in the direction of Mrs. Trumley, and the opening number is Monster Mash, made famous by Mr. Bobby Pickett. time to warm up as the band plays Cuban Coffee, arranged by Victor Lopez. The final measures of the song feature the whole trumpet section, which includes Joseph Lancaster, Dylan Dearborn, Jenna Thompson, Meadow Steinberg, and Melody Eastwood.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Some things around in here.
It's time to get down and party with the Party Rock Band. The song features the percussion section, Prairie View. Members of the percussion section are Josh Lucas, Ben Reese, Jordan Reese, Orchid Katakota, Kristen Shirley, and Cody Hughes.
Well, how's my calling? Just be honest. Because I'm kind of even calling to see if I'm not able to get everybody across. You can't see somebody in the very first thing I noticed him. Yes.
Let's stand and cheer our team on to victory as the band makes a PB on the field and plays the fight song. Feel free to sing along.
I don't know what else to do. I mean, I get a good explanation.
at the beginning or doing them selling the ball like last week. Right. And then now they want it before it's even set when they've got the game. And I got 3 different points up. And I just started watching the ball. Apparently I gotta get caught.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have another round of applause for your Prairie View band and director, Mr. Jeff Russell.
Right. Well, you know what I said earlier? I said Otis Taylor.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the senior class encourages your patronage at the concession stand this year. And tonight, and this is how the senior trip is finally. Go see them to get your hot dogs, hamburgers, popcorn, and other game prize snacks. And there you go, and the fall musical this year is titled Damn Yankees. The cast and crew would like to invite everyone out to the Performing Arts Center on November 15th and 16th to come and see the show.
So I mean, like I do that to the Facebook page.
And if you don't mind, please help the Prairie View High School Student Council keep our stadium and grounds clean by making sure trash gets put in the proper receptacle. It would be greatly appreciated.
You know what? I do in the future. I can hear a lot of discussion going on because I'm doing it now. I mean, I'm enjoying this. It's you know, I'm not going to be
That's what's stress over here about this. It's sad. It wasn't what's stress over here.
You know me too. One doing that.
Which
or set up.
Double my day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Prairie View High School Music Club would like to have a generation page. If your family has 2 or more consecutive generations that graduated from Prairie View High School, please see or email Mrs. Peters, Allie Utek, or Adrian Redinger.
You want me to bring the remote? Not this time. Did you say you watched Flight with your parents? I knew that. That's why I wanted to see so we're increasing this to I was shocked. I understand that. It's exciting. I would love to have started this and see really happen. And that will happen next year. They said it's better equipped. That reserve thing, that's good. Yeah, right now. I mean, look at the Chiefs for one minute. You've got like a ton of guys for one minute quarterback. I think we're just seeing the same Chiefs you saw against Green Bay, which was a pretty good effort.
Yeah.
But on Sunday,
Come on, I need listings.
how they go stop Cook? Although our defense is stepped up tremendously against the Lions, but it's against the pass.
Hell yeah.
And Dalvin Cook probably He's a freak. He's from the south.
Ladies and gentlemen, have your attention please. I have been asked to announce Mark Eisenhower. If you understand, please stand up. Mark Eisenhower. For those of you who don't know, Mark Eisenhower is the grandfather of our very own number 11 Bodie Eisenhower. And Mark has turned, they tell me, 68-ish today. So happy birthday to Mark Eisenhower.
I was back when I was I like this. I went to the now there's I'm glad to see that. We're not playing, and we play the 3 times a year. It's a good thing. Bring it in.
They don't really have a choice much unless it's the rivalry in the history.
It's Wisconsin. It's Katy and Missouri second. So, which is kind of surprising, isn't it? But again, Florida champions.
I thought you guys were gonna run the clock out on you and then.
Don't you want to be in here? No, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, I'm here. I am here. We're up freezing. Yeah, we're up to I'm moving around off. You know, I'm running around up there. Just stomping around.
Because it's easier for you to wander around.
Yeah, right.
More traffic. Man, look at the room around here. Basically, when to start it. First black hand that goes up. You were doing fine. It's just, it was costing a few seconds here and there. Because I was waiting for the white hat to race. Which is what three crews ago told me. So it's just in sync. It's radio, so.
You did say you had 2 drinks. Yeah. All right, so that was Chase who did that.
At Prairie View Buffalo Field, 14-7 the Buffaloes lead as we start the second half. Prairie View will be kicking off. And here we go. It's going to be a reception here. A return. Jake Ellis is on the return for Katy Valley. Zach Thies was on the stop for the Buffaloes. What a turnaround in the first half for the Buffs. Down 7-6. Chase Bloodgood was the one who blocked the punt and put Prairie View in scoring position to take the lead as the clock expired in the first half. It's 14-7 now, and here come the Bullpups. Again in the wishbone, under center, 3 backs. It's a pitch out. Looks like it was to Eric Kaiser on the pitch. Looks like he gained 4 to 5 yards on the. Actually gained 3 on the play. Maybe a long 8. Second down and a long 8. Under center is the freshman, and he hands it off. And nothing there as Prairie View put a wall up on Kaiser. As I said, the freshman quarterback, Deron Davis, and Breck Williams, they've been going back and forth as quarterback to give a different look. Right now, the freshman is under center. For the Bullpups, and here we go. It's a play action. Flag is on the play. Looks like he's going to throw it, and it was almost intercepted. Broken up by the Buffaloes again. Flag in the backfield. Looks like it's going to be a holding on the Bullpups. So a different look. Deron Davis for the Bullpups trying to do a play action pass, and the Buffaloes were there to break it up. None of it mattered because there was a holding on the play, but it was declined by the Buffaloes. It is 4th down. So Bullpups will be in punt formation, and Otis Jacobs and Bodie Eisenhower will be back for the Buffaloes. 10:38 to play here in the third quarter. Here's the punt. It's off. Bodie Eisenhower's over by it, and he's going to let it roll. And it'll be down at the 29-20. They'll mark it at the 25-yard line, where the Buffs will take over 1st and 10. 14-7 Prairie View, 10:27 here to go in the third quarter. Chris Jacobs on the handoff, and Jacobs rumbles all the way down into Bullpup territory. Prairie View will take over in the Bullpup territory at the 31-yard line here. It's 1st and 10. 9:50 here to play in the third quarter. 14-7 Buffs. Justin Scott under center. Dylan Schweer is the one in motion, and he hands off again to Boone, and there is a fumble on the play. Looks like early indication is the Bullpups did recover it. So Katy Valley will take over. Prairie View was driving down the field, and an unfortunate fumble there on the play gives possession back to Katy Valley. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. We've got 9:44 here left in the third quarter. And again, the Buffs are up 14-7. Again in the wishbone. Handoff. We'll have to see who it was as soon as he gets up. Looks like it was handed off to Tanner Rose. Deron Davis, the freshman, quarterback, still in for the Katy Valley Bullpups. And there was no gain as the Buffs put up a wall and stopped that run. 2nd down and 10 at the 31-yard line. There's a pitch out. Eric Kaiser was the one that carried the ball. Chase Bloodgood on the stop for the Buffaloes. Not before he gained about 6 on the play. Looks like it'll be, gain of 7 on the play. Looks like it'll be 3rd and a long 3. Back to pass, and he's got his man. Deron Davis with a pass. Andrew Bowman on the reception. And we've got a flag down on the play, which may negate that big gain. We'll see what the refs come up with here. See what the call is, and it is holding. Holding on Katy Valley, so negate that big play, and the Buffs are grateful for that. Buffalo's expecting run, and every once in a while, this young freshman, Deron Davis, is showing that he can throw the ball a little bit. But their own worst enemy on that play, holding, will take them back to the 40-yard line. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 1 for Katy Valley here at the 40-yard line. Again, in their standard formation, except they've got motion, it's a pitch back. And they're going to get more than the 1st down. A pitch back there to Tanner Rose on the carry for the Bullpups. Good enough for a 1st down and into Buffalo territory. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Prairie View calls a timeout. So a run-heavy team in Katy Valley starting to show some a little bit of razzle-dazzle there with some pitch outs and not your normal run it up the gut like they have been doing. They beat Baxter Springs last week 24-0. Over 400 yards rushing in that game. And the temperatures are starting to drop here at Buffalo Field, but everybody's bundled up and still here and cheering on their Buffaloes. It's 14-7 with 7:53 left here in the 3rd quarter. Katy Valley lines up 49-yard line, 1st and 10. The freshman Davis under center again. And this time it's a handoff straight up the gut. And the Buffaloes read that one beautifully. No gain at the very least. Might have been a loss. We'll see where they mark it. Tanner Rose was the carrier, and he did gain 2 on the play, it looks like. It's going to be at a 2nd down and a long 8. And we got a flag down on the play again. So they're starting to show the wishbone with a pitch out type of formation to Tanner Rose, who seems to be the recipient most of the time, but that's a false start right there on Katy Valley, so that'll put them back 5 yards. Take it to 2nd down and 14. Ball's at the 47. We've got 7:10 on the clock and running here in the third quarter. 14-7 Prairie View. And we've got a play action pass. And instead, oh, he gets away from Bloodgood. It's Breck Williams, who was the quarterback who came in and took Deron Rose's place. Chase Bloodgood was right there in the backfield to make sure nothing went on as far as a gain, and everything went on as far as a loss for Katy Valley. 3rd down and 21 as Bloodgood broke through the line, and it really has been a battle of the lines here today. Third and 21. We've got 6 minutes left here in the third quarter. Breck Williams is the quarterback again, and he's looking for Eric Kaiser, and it was no good. Bodie Eisenhower was on the coverage for the Buffaloes. That'll bring up a 4th down and 21, so the Buffaloes get a stop with the help of a great play by Bloodgood and also some penalties by Katy Valley. They're going to be forced to punt. Bodie Eisenhower and Otis Jacobs are back deep to receive this punt for the Buffaloes. Here's the snap. It's going toward Eisenhower. He'll take it. Eisenhower gets loose. He breaks loose. He's at the 50-yard line and beyond before he's run out of bounds. A good return by Bodie Eisenhower. So that's a first down for the Buffs. They'll take over at the 48-yard line, leading 14-7, 5:44 here to play in the third quarter. In this 3A playoff between these two District 1 and 2 teams. District 2 team champion Buffaloes. Justin Scott with the handoff. And it's Hunter Boone. He'll gain a couple on the play. Looks like it'll be a 2nd down and 8. Looks like it's a 2nd and 8 for the Buffaloes. 49-yard line. Here we go. Justin Scott playing a decent game here for the Buffaloes. 2 in the backfield, 2 on the receivers on the left side. Hands off to Otis Jacobs, and Jacobs just rumbles straight ahead. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down. It's going to bring up a 3rd. He rumbled for about 7 yards on that one. Otis Jacobs is not an easy young man to bring down. One of the Buffalo's strengths, of course, is the running game, with Hunter Boone always leading the way, but he's got support back there as well from guys like Otis Jacobs. Justin Scott under center. 3rd and short. He's going to hand off to Jacobs again, and he's going to get it. Rumbles ahead for about 2, maybe 3 on the play, but it's good enough for a Prairie View first down. 4:20 left here in the quarter. And Otis Jacobs comes off for a much-needed rest as they used him to rumble up through about 10 to 15 yards, actually, when it was all said and done, with 3 carries for Otis. And Prairie View's got the first down. The clock is running, 3:55 to play here in the third quarter. 14-7 Prairie View. Dylan Schwer was in motion. And there is a flag. We'll see what it what the call is. It's gonna be on the Buffaloes. So that's a 5-yard penalty. It'll make it 1st and 15 for the Buffs at the 46-yard line. And the clock starts again. We're at 3:42 and running. And the Buffs are taking their time. Play clock's at 13. Here they come. Justin Scott, of course, under center, 2 in the backfield. 1 receiver on each side. Damian Klein was on the carry. The handoff to Damian Klein was good for a couple. Second down and 13 at the 44-yard line for the Buffs in Katy Valley territory. 2:55 to play here in the third quarter. You're listening to radio, streaming, YouTube for Prairie View High School. Justin Scott back with the pass. We'll see if it's complete. They say it is. Dylan Schweer was the one who made the catch. So that's good enough for good enough for 6 on the play. It'll be a 3rd down and 3 for the Buffs. "34-yard line. Justin Scott comes up under center, 2 in the backfield. Again, 1 on each side as far as receivers go. Hand off to Hunter Boone. And like he does so often, Boone is breaking loose. He rumbles all the way down to around the 5-yard line. And that, folks, is an example of why Hunter Boone is a 1,000-yard rusher for a 2nd year straight. It's good enough for a Prairie View first down, and they're knocking at the door now, trying to take a 2-score lead, which would be good for this Buffalo team, trying to advance. If Prairie View were to come out with a victory here, it'd be against Columbus next week, and it would be hosted here at Prairie View. But there's still work to be done. So Justin Scott's under center. There's the handoff, and it's loose. Hunter Boone fumbled the ball. Otis Jacobs jumped on it for Prairie View. And it's one of those nights, folks. It's a cold night out. I imagine those hands can be kind of brittle when you're carrying the ball. There's been a couple of fumbles tonight. Otis Jacobs, though, right there for the Buffaloes to jump on it. So it'll make it 2nd down and goal. There is an official's timeout, it looks like, as one of the coaches for Katy Valley was out on the field. And we're back into play now. The clock is back and running. 1:53 to play here in the third quarter. 14-7. The Buffaloes knocking at the door here. 2nd down and goal. Justin Scott under center. And there's the handoff. Boy, they're trying to push him in, and they may just have. We'll see what the signal is. I don't see a touchdown signal yet. It was Hunter Boone on the carry. Looks like they're going to mark it at the goal line. Right between the goal and the 1-yard line, so we're going to have a 3rd down and goal. And you talk about a team effort to try to get it over the goal line there for the Buffs, but they're up against a big defensive line in Katy Valley, and they were able to just keep them out. We've got about 1:05 on the clock here. third quarter. Here come the Buffs. Justin Scott under center. And he's going to try to take it himself. And he does. Right over the goal line. Touchdown, Buffaloes. Justin Scott on the quarterback keeper. So Prairie View gets a touchdown, and here we go with Damian Klein that's going to try the extra point for the Buffaloes. As it's now 20-7, trying to make it 21-7. 59 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Here's the snap. Kick up. No, not good. Was not good enough. However, it is a 2-score lead for the Buffs. 59 seconds left here in the third quarter. It is 20-7 Prairie View, leading over Katy Valley. Here on the Prairie View Buffalo live stream on YouTube. Damian Klein will be kicking off as Prairie View now leads 20-7. 59 left here in the third quarter. Two are back to receive, and it looks like it's going to run. Tanner Rose picks it up, and he's met by a herd of Buffaloes there. So Tanner Rose on the return for Katy Valley. Looks like he'll take it down to about the 10-yard line. And again, Hunter Boone in on that action too, with a lot of help from a lot of other Buffaloes. They're going to mark the ball at about the 13-yard line, it looks like, 1st and 10. 20-7 Buffaloes. 52 seconds left here in the third quarter. And Katy Valley with the ball, starting off 1st and 10 in the wishbone. Handoff. Looks like it was Baylor Thornton on the carry. Otis Jacobs in on the stop. Also playing on the defensive side for the Buffaloes are the Prairie View running backs, Hunter Boone and Otis Jacobs. Bodie Eisenhower back playing on the corner, as playing both sides here. Wishbone, handoff. Looks like it was Eric Kaiser on the carry. Damian Klein and Hunter Boone were in on the stop for the Buffaloes. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 for the Bullpups. I'm sorry, it's going to be about 3rd and 3. That was a gain of 3 on that carry. And we've got a timeout. The end of the the third quarter. So Prairie View now leading 20-7 as we head to the fourth quarter. You're listening to Buffalo Live Stream right here on YouTube. Live from Lacine, Kansas. Prairie View Buffalo Field is 20-7, heading for the fourth quarter. And here we go to start the fourth quarter as Katy Valley pitches out to Tanner Rose around the left side. And Tanner Rose with a great pickup there for Katy Valley. It's going to be a first down. They'll have the ball at the 30-yard line. Clock is running, 11:46 to play here. First and 10, the ball's at the 30, or almost at the 30-yard line. And we're probably going to see a little more aggressive play here from Katy Valley, I would imagine. 11 minutes in running here. There's a pitch out. What a stop. Eric Kaiser was the ball carrier. Dylan Schweer was right there to make the stop. Had he gotten around Dylan Schweer, it could have been a big gain, but Schweer was right there to take his feet out from under him. So it's going to be a second down here, the ball at the 30. Really no gain on the play. 10:53 to go. It's in the wishbone. The freshman quarterback is in. He's ready to throw, and it looks like it was out of bounds. Freshman quarterback Deron Davis. And again, trying to give different looks with two different quarterbacks. They've been shuffling in Breck Williams and Deron Davis as quarterbacks for Katy Valley to give a different look. Each one brings a skill set and try to mix it up here against the Buffaloes. Down 13 with 10:43 to play in the game. Prairie View leading 20-7. So Breck Williams again back in at quarterback. He's in the shotgun. Looks like there's a little confusion. There might be a timeout called, and there is. Timeout called by Katy Valley. A little confusion on the signals on the play call for Katy Valley. So they take a timeout here with 10:43 to play in the game, with the Buffaloes up 20-7. All right, we're back here with the regular play, fourth quarter, 20-7, 10:43 to go in the shotgun. And there's a long pass going for the sidelines. Could be intercepted, and it is. Breck Williams was the quarterback on that one. And Dylan Schweer for the Buffaloes picks it off. Dylan Schweer with a big pick right there for the Buffaloes. And now look for the Buffaloes to pound it out on the ground. 10:37 to play here. 27 is our score. The Buffaloes in the lead. First and 10 at the 48. And here come the Buffs to the line. Again, Justin Scott under center. He's got two in the backfield. Two receivers wide on, one on each side. And we hand it off. Looks like that was Damian Klein on the carry. Gain of a couple on the play. Maybe a long three. Third down and 7. And the Buffaloes are in Bullpup territory. Ball's at the 49-yard line. 10:08 to play here in the game. 20-7 Buffaloes. Justin Scott under center, two in the backfield. He hands off. It's Damian Klein again. He might have gotten a yard on that. And for the Bullpups, it was Ethan Moreland. Moreland's a highlighted player for the Bullpups on both sides of the ball, defensive and offensive line. He's had a steady season for Katy Valley. And here come the Buffaloes with two receivers over on the far side of the field, two in the backfield. And Justin Scott hands off to Otis Jacobs. And watch him rumble, folks. Otis Jacobs all the way down to the, now there's a whistle, probably the 27-yard line. Excuse me, the 29 maybe. We'll see where they mark it. Nonetheless, it was a gain of 16 on the play. Otis Jacobs really making his mark here tonight for the Buffaloes. First down and 10 at the 29-yard line for the Buffs. We've got 9 to play with the clock running. 20-7 Buffaloes. Two receivers go out wide. Jacobs and Boone are in the backfield. Justin Scott under center, and he'll give it to Otis. And Jacobs rumbles for a yard or two. 8:33 to play here in the game. In this District 1 and 2 3A high school matchup for the state of Kansas. 8-0 are the Buffaloes, trying to go 9-0 against the 5-3 Bullpups. 2nd and 8. Hand off to Hunter Boone. He's going around the end, and they will push him out of bounds, but Hunter gains another first down in the process. And the only thing wrong about that was he went out of bounds, but he was pulled out of bounds. So Buffaloes would like the clock to run as much as they can now. 2-score lead. Justin Scott under center as usual. Hunter Boone, Otis Jacobs in the backfield. A receiver on each side. They're going to go to Otis. Otis rumbles all the way up the middle for the, we're waiting for the signal. There it is, touchdown. Otis Jacobs. It's been the Otis Jacobs show here on this drive. And a Prairie View score makes it 26-7 as Damian Klein will come out and make a point after attempt. And the Buffaloes are rolling. 7:57 to play here in the fourth quarter. And there's the snap, and it's a tough snap. Looks like they're going to try for 2, and they just throw it in. Nobody there. So, no good, but the Buffaloes are up 26-7 now. 7:57 to play. You're listening to the Buffaloes, Prairie View Buffaloes live stream here on YouTube. Class 3A playoffs. And the Buffaloes trying to run this one out. Got to give it to Katy Valley, though. They traveled 90 miles north for a tough game, a tough opponent in Prairie View. And this game certainly isn't over yet, but there's 7:57 to play, and the Buffaloes lead 26-7. Ready to kick off. Klein will be the kicker for the Buffs. And there's the kick. Takes a weird bounce and into Eric Kaiser's hands. Kaiser trying to go up the middle with it, and does, with a decent return there for the Bullpups. Looks like they'll have it at about the 33-yard line, or close to it, is where they'll take over. 32-yard line is where they're going to mark it. We've got 7:49 to play here, 26-7 Buffaloes. First and 10 Bullpups. 32-yard line. And a pass attempt is no good on the far side. Breck Williams is the quarterback back in for the Bullpups. So it brings up second down and 10. Ball's at 32-yard line. Katy Valley again finished 5-3 in the regular season. Prairie View 8-0. They certainly came up here and were not intimidated. Played a good first half, but that first half was a tough one for them. And as you can see, Breck Williams, the quarterback, tried to take it around the end. He did gain some, but not before he took a hard lick by the Prairie View defense. He did gain about 3 on the play, I'd say. 35-yard line now is where it is. Third down and 7 for the Bullpups. And in the shotgun. Looking to pass. Over the middle. It's intercepted. Dylan Schweer with an interception on a deflection. Breck Williams, the quarterback, trying to make it and force that pass in the middle. And it was deflected and then right into the hands of Dylan Schweer. And here's Prairie View. All of a sudden, first and 10 at about the 22-yard line. And really, the turning point of this game was in the first half, 7-6 lead for Katy Valley, when Chase Bloodgood blocked a punt, and with seconds to go, Prairie View came in, took it in for a lead when it looked like they were going to go into halftime losing. So ever since then, it's been all Prairie View. Justin Scott, hands off. And we'll see who it is. Looks like it's Hunter Boone. He carried about 4 Bullpups with him. Gain of about 3 on the play. And we've got 6:31 and counting to play here in the game. 26-7 Buffaloes. As they're knocking on the door back in the red zone. Taking their time as well. Justin Scott under center. Boone and Jacobs in the backfield. And they're going to give it to Jacobs. Jacobs tough running, spins, and rumbles all the way down to about the 2 to 3 yard line. It's Otis Jacobs again for Prairie View. Tough runner. Definitely a Prairie View first down. It's going to be first and goal now for Prairie View at the 4 yard line. 5:49 and counting on the clock. 26-7 Prairie View. On a cool, crisp night here in Lacine, Kansas, Prairie View High School, Buffalo Field, Class 3A playoffs. Justin Scott right under center. Back to Jacobs again. And he rumbles up to the goal, maybe the 1 yard line. Very close to a score. They're going to put it at the 1. So it'll be a second down as the clock continues to tick down, and Katy Valley appears to be content to let that happen. So here comes Prairie View lining up with Justin Scott under center. Otis Jacobs in the backfield with Hunter Boone, and this time they're going to just keep it with Scott. And he is in the end zone for another touchdown. Justin Scott with the second touchdown of the night on the quarterback sneak. And the Buffaloes are rolling. It makes it 32-7 with 4:54 to go. And it looks like they may go for two here. Taking their time, of course, with the clock is stopped on an extra point. So here we go. Going for two. Looks like Damian Klein and Otis Jacobs in the backfield. They're going to pass. A jump pass is complete. Chase Bloodgood was there for a jump pass from Justin Scott. On the 2-point conversion, it's good. And Prairie View now with 4:54 to play is up 34-7 over Katy Valley. All right, we're back here at Buffalo Field. Prairie View rolling here. 4:54 to play in the fourth quarter. 34-7 is the lead. And the kick by Damian Klein. And looks like a return out to the 37-yard line for the Bullpups. Joey Gray was there on the tackle for the Buffaloes. We've got officials talking. I'm not sure if they're just talking about the spot or... Yeah, it'll be a 36-yard line. And here come the Bullpups up to the line of scrimmage here. It's the freshman in at quarterback again. He just makes a handoff. Deron Davis is the quarterback on that play for the Bullpups. It's a handoff to Kaiser. There was no gain on the play. Hunter Boone was on the stop for the Buffaloes. Clock continues to run. It's 4:23 to play. 34-7 Buffs. Davis under center, hands it off, and looks like it was Tanner Rose on the carry, but again stopped by the Buffaloes. It's going to bring up a third down and about 6. Jacobs was in on the initial hit for the Buffaloes. Katy Valley seems content to just start running the ball. We got 3:47 with the clock running. Handoff again. Stopped again. I don't know if there was any gain on that. Tanner Rose was on the carry. Chase Bloodgood and Hunter Boone are both in on the stop for the Buffaloes. Brings up a 4th down and 6. And kind of given an idea that they may pooch punt. We'll see. Looks like that formation, and they do. Here comes the rush. They get the punt off. And right up the middle on the return was Bodie Eisenhower. And after the play, a flag comes down. We'll see. Usually that's a personal foul or well, we'll see what the refs say there, but Bodie Eisenhower was on the return. It is a personal foul. Horse collaring. So a horse call on the horse collaring call, on the call, and Katy Valley now seems to be moving backwards in just about every way, but a good effort on their part when they came up here to face the Buffaloes, who are 8-0 and really rolling. So the Buffs will have the ball at the 37-yard line.
Prairie View will start the series with the ball on the Bullpups 37-yard line.
First and 10 Buffs. Justin Scott up under center, 2 in the backfield, 2 on the right side for receivers, but they're going to give it to Jacobs and let him run it up the gut. And he'll gain 2 to 3 yards. We'll see where they mark that. Brings up a second down for the Buffs as the clock runs down here in the fourth quarter. 2:50 and running. And the Buffaloes will take their time. Close game at the half, but the Buffaloes have been rolling in this second half and showing what they've been doing all year long. 2 receivers, 1 out on each side. They give it to Jacobs, and he's just going to run it up the gut again. Gain of a couple on the play. It's going to be about 3rd down and 3 at the 30-yard line for the Buffaloes. 34-7. Prairie View leads with 2 minutes to play. So as all is going well for the Buffaloes, it'll be Columbus next week here at Prairie View for the next round of the playoffs. Justin Scott under center. He's going to give it to Jacobs. He's just going to run it right up the gut. Let's see what he does. He takes 2 players out of bounds all the way down to the 15-yard line. It's good enough for another Prairie View first down with 1:32 to play. And the Buffaloes are content to give it to Otis Jacobs and let him run this clock out. 15-yard line's where the ball is spotted. First down for the Buffaloes. 1:23 to play and clock running, and it looks like that's going to do it as they line up in a down formation. Justin Scott under center, takes a knee. So it'll be second down, and we'll see much of the same here as Katy Valley's going to finish their season at 5-4, and a 4th seed coming out of their District 1. And the Buffaloes are about to go 9-0. And another knee taken. 28 seconds to play, and that should do it. The Prairie View Buffaloes get the victory over Katy Valley. Our final score here is 34-7. Prairie View, they go to 9-0 and will face again Columbus here at Prairie View at Buffalo Field. And this is Cameron Johnson signing off. It's been a pleasure being with you on this game and watching the Buffaloes rumble to another victory. We'll see you next week. This is Buffalo Radio live stream on YouTube. Thanks for listening, folks.
Hey, you were rocking it. Once that was happening, and you went from it.
Yeah, I mean, not perfect. Yeah. Well, I think probably
Kickoff 7 o'clock. At the large crowd here. Let's have one more round of applause for the cheerleaders, the women, the children over in the corner. They're for your Prairie View Buffalo.
Yeah, I have no idea how I do it. I don't even know if I want to go home and listen to it anymore. Wow, I guess I should. Is this what we did this? Yeah. Save by play right here, bro. I know, but that's this. It's awesome. Final stats. You did awesome on there. Tiger and Wood, it's probably the race. I just called it the other championship. Is what it was. Yeah, pretty much. But I didn't know he was going to text all the, as the and stuff. So I can incorporate art. Who said that? Oh. Well, maybe he was texting me. I didn't know. She's in my life. He told me that last week. Well, hopefully we have a link next week. No, sorry. He bought that. It's only in the back box. He bought that. Yeah, he bought it last year. We were like, right on, dude. I turned the lights off. Hopefully we have a better camera for the webcam. That's not bad, though. You know what? I bet if I look on my phone, we can start. Well, that is. Yeah. We can get a wide angle that can zoom. Oh, yeah. But hey. I wonder how many we had on the screen. Because it's saying like 40, right? Well, he said 70 at one time. Oh, that's right. Thank you. I did say this and stuff. He said he beat it. Well, I had to use it. Oh, man, look at that. Look at this. Look at this. What's that? Oh, look what he was giving me. Who's blowing up your phone? David. You know. You didn't even use that. What in the world? I was using my lighter. Yeah, I know. Oh, man. All right, we'll see you guys later. Well, I'll get him back. I mean, I'll write you back. I'll say, dude. Next week will be way different. Dude, this was awesome. I guess we need to stop.